Hey guys, this is F here with a pretty big video to talk about here. Uh, Mainly because it's related to an event that has been building up throughout this year, and at long last, it's high time for it to start. You guys are probably familiar with it. It's the Sonic Hacking Contest. And, well, we've reached that period where Contest Week is upon us again. It was originally intended to happen a month earlier, but unfortunately there were complications with the site and stuff like that, and things were just not working out. So contest week had to be postponed an extra month. But hey, I think it worked well in the end, considering what we ended up getting entry wise. I'm not gonna say how the entries play or exactly what they are, although you can go to the brand new Sonic Hacking Contest website that is now available, where you can actually check out everything. Um, it's a brand new site, completely worked from the ground up, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Um, there's been a lot of stuff that has changed since last year because I, I'm gonna be very blunt. Last year there were some good entries, a few, but they got so overshadowed by quite a few disappointing entries, and as a result, it's sort of like people came out of this contest feeling very underwhelmed with what was on display and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, there had to be some changes. I think they did work well in the end. First off, there's now a contest and an expo. I guess contest division and an expo division is how I tend to describe it. But I guess they're divisions, but categories anyway. But in any case, if you are interested in joke entries and you know things that are just goofy and just more, I guess, casual in nature in terms of the way that the entries are designed, the expo is for you. If you're more into the entries that go all out in quality and are meant to be very, very impressive and high quality and stuff like that, then the contest is for you. Of course, to be honest, you guys probably won't notice a lot of the changes. I'm a judge once again for this year's contest, and judges felt the biggest of the changes because we didn't have to judge as many entries this year. Um, Last year we ended up having to judge like 50 of these things. This year we only had to do half of that. And it was because of this new criteria, quality control criteria, as we call it, and it's going to be and it was just about every single one of them was just so impressive. It was insane. Every single one of them had in some way something about them that was fun. It wasn't like last year where I was just constantly you know, going back and forth on which one was just the worst. Whereas this year, you know, I feel like there's really no I feel like there's no actual single hack that could win everything. This year, I feel like everyone is split up, and there's going to be I feel like there's actually competition here for trophies. Speaking of trophies, I will get to that in a moment. That's been heavily reworked as well. But the main thing about judging is, although we got the saw the biggest impact from these changes, streamers really won't notice anything. Um, People like Some Call Me Johnny will be streaming both expo entries and contest entries. Mega G will be doing that pretty much as long as their computers are capable of streaming those entries and they are able to get them set up. They will stream them. Like, odds are they will stream them. Um, it's 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 as if there's no expo or contest going on stream wise. You know, you'll still be able to play expo entries. You'll still be able to play contest entries. Like, pretty much nothing will change, and you will probably notice that really little in terms of like if you're just someone that likes to watch streams of the hacking contest, you'll see really no change at all. Um, it's really been these were more geared toward um, something that can make judging easier and something that will really help make higher quality entries. And what really makes the contest shine, it makes it stand out most of all. So stuff like, joke hacks, like say Thomas was everywhere. Say if that had been in this year's contest, I could see that being an expo entry and not a contest entry like it was back then. Um, there is there is more of an interest in making sure joke entries get their own time in their own category to shine, and they don't get overshadowed by like other hacks that are more difficult, to compare to because they're of a different caliber altogether. That's why the expo and the contest week, like the expo and the contest, are two different divisions now. Like those joke entries and high quality entries, like that are more geared towards solid gameplay. You know, those two things don't go hand in hand, and the contest is we're recognizing that this year. Um, as I said, I am a judge. Media wise, I won't be doing any streams unfortunately because it's just not possible for me to do any actual coverage streams this year. I will, however, be in others streams. I wouldn't be surprised if I was in. I'm more likely going to be in at least one of some Call Me Johnny's streams. I've already talked to him and he said it's cool for me to join in whenever. I know that. Let me see the actual list here. By the way, this if you haven't already got it, this is the new website. We shouldn't have any more downtime this year, by the way. Another one of the big problems we had at the hacking contest is the issues of the site constantly going down because of high traffic. This site is completely reworked from the ground up. It's not tied to the Sonic Stuff Research Group like it used to be, um, and it was part of the reason why it was constantly going down because it was tied to a site that doesn't normally have the capability to handle this kind of traffic. Nowadays, the site is no longer like it's. You could still verify your account. I'm not going to show that because then you'd get information that would not be really meant for public. Considering, um, you know, there's like I said, stuff including emails and stuff like that. So yeah, but you still can verify with Retro and SSRG, so they're still tied to the site in that fashion, but the website itself isn't hosted by any like by Retro or uh, SSRG anymore. It's a completely independent site now, which means you will have an easier time accessing it, and it should mean that we won't see any more downtime. Also, the name of the website is very easy now to remember. It's not long like it was before. It's just simply sonichacking.org. So it's very simple and to the point now. But as I said, some Call Me Johnny stream, I should be around in that. In at least one of the streams. That's my hope. Depends largely on, you know, if we're able to get things set up and all. Like, it depends largely on timing, if I'm around, stuff like that. But I should be available in at least one of them. Could be even tomorrow. We'll see. Mega G Wolf, he's hosting the results show on the 26th, I want to say, and that tends to be just the results show tends to be pretty chaotic because a lot of people end up joining that. Pretty much all the judges end up joining, all the staff. Sometimes you'll see some of the media people join. Um, Other media people besides Mega G Wolf because he's the one streaming, so he'll be in the call regardless. But other like people like John and stuff like that who also are in the media panel, they might show up as well. I don't know. I can't really speak for that, but don't be surprised if you see media people in there too. It's a chaotic call. Um, Other than that, Cooper, I might be able to pop in for. He had no problem with me joining in for his streams, so I could very well pop in for his streams as well. We'll see. I can't really say for sure. Um, and it is also something of note. The media panel has grown immensely since last year. There are so many people that are doing streams and coverage in some way. And that's not even counting that TSSC's doing coverage too, you know? I have 5 articles planned for the contest just this week. One every day, one Monday, one Tuesday, one Wednesday, one Thursday, and one Friday. Um, each day at noon Eastern, there will be an article that will showcase the entries. Don't expect much. It's just basically a list of a few entries and links to their pages. That's pretty much it. Um, don't expect anything major like screenshots. They're already on the entry page anyway, so I didn't feel like it was really worth, you know, putting them in on TSZ itself. But that said, the media panel is absolutely huge. Like I said, there's a ton of people now that are part of this thing. Um, and then as you can see, we have multiple languages now. Of course, those are announcement videos. Um, these aren't actual. The schedule for Monday will be posted later, as Spanner had posted on the um, thing on the site. So, plenty to look forward to. And the site's only going to get better next year because there's still stuff that couldn't be included in the site yet. There's still features coming up. Um, like this is just the main thing we wanted to do was make sure that the site was working and was able to handle the basics for the contest coming up. And that's basically what it does. Is there anything else I need to talk about? Oh yeah, as I was saying earlier, there was a clear, you know, issue with the quality of the hacks and the entries, and it was just troublesome. Um, and because of that, it really became difficult to. By the way, the list of the entries can be found on the site. So, if you want to know what the list names of the entries are, you won't be able to play them until tomorrow, though, as of this recording anyway. This video's uptime. But I was saying the quality was just so questionable last year that it was a controversial thing. Like pretty much everyone in some way was just disappointed, and it was unfortunate because there were a few hacks and entries in the contest last year that were good. It's just the bad just overshadowed the good so much that people just couldn't really. It just didn't feel like a contest, you know. It just, I think that's the way to put it. It's like this is a contest. There's competition in some way, with winning trophies and stuff like that. Which reminds me, I forgot to talk about the trophies. Before I move on with that, let me talk about the trophies because I keep forgetting to mention them. There's a lot. The trophies got completely reworked, as you can see. Um, there is no longer a Big the Cat trophy for the worst entry, which I feel like was I'm glad about that because it I really feel like the entries having that trophy there was probably going to encourage people to uh part of the reason why people were feeling encouraged to make bad entries. Um and now that's no longer the case. That and also people think that the entries were supposed to involve Big the Cat to end up in the thing. I don't know why. But as you can see, there are brand new trophies, and now uh, we have. Please note that any level specific trophies are now hack specific, meaning they no longer go by individual levels in a hack. Judges will allocate a winner to each trophy, and if a particular entry that missed out has enough support as a runner-up, an honorable mention will be added as well. So now, if there's an entry that got enough support where it's worth mentioning, that will happen. It's not going to be just one entry getting all the glory and stuff like that like we've had in previous years. Now there'll be a second entry that gets an equal amount of time in the spotlight. Of course, the same as last year, judges again reserve the right to not to award a trophy at all via null vote. I can't guarantee. I don't know how trophy voting is going to go on my part. I've already submitted my reviews for the entries, so I already know like how I feel about the entries for the contest. I haven't been able to play any of the Expo entries yet. It's worth noting that judges get to see the entries weeks before they actually go live for contest week, and that's intentional because judges have a lot of work to do, and also have to go deal with busy schedules as well. So we get a lot of time to some extra time to see what we have to deal with here. Um, that and judges kind of have an important role to play in results and stuff like that. So, but there are brand new trophies. There's now because of the fact that handhelds and 8-bit Sonic games have increasingly gotten popular in the hacking contest. There are now trophies for that. There's an advanced trophy for best handheld game entry overall, and the Crystal Egg trophy for the best 8-bit Sonic hack submitted overall. So there's that. There's also newly split trophies for certain things for level layouts and art. Um, the Blaze trophy is the entry from this year's contest that is felt to have the most potential. So, like, optimism and you know, and just general encouragement is the theme of this year's contest. Compared to last year, where it really wasn't really a theme. It was just more like, hey, get some good hacks out there, you know? Like this year, just you feel like people are getting you feel like this is encouragement, you know? Um, and then of course we have the community trophies. These are the trophies that are awarded by the community, by you guys during the contest week. Um, Again, there's been some changes. Crystal Egg trophies here, along with the Blaze trophy. There's now the community judging now has the Generations community and the Tails community trophies. Most improved entry from last year's contest, which reminds me, there are not that many of them. There are a few, I believe, like that I had to judge this year that were returning, and they were so different. I didn't even recognize them. Like there was one entry that I knew the name of immediately, and that's the only reason why I knew that was a returning entry. But the others, I completely forgot their names, and when I saw them, I thought they were brand new games. That's how different they were. This is what I like to see, you know? I love to see this kind of improvements. It just proves to me that you can bring a returning entry to to the contest. It's just I like to actually see it be clear that this has been changed, and that you're giving it your all, and it's not just simply changing a mode name or adding a character and calling that improvement or something like that. These were just full blown makeovers. Um, it didn't even feel like it was the same game, really. That's what I like to see from returning entries. Entries that are returning and they're there, but damn, do you see the improvement and you really see the changes and you really can tell this is not the hack I played last year. That's what I like to see from returning entries. To make it like I can't stress enough. These entries had months upon months to be worked on. So it's not just simply a matter of having not having enough time. There was plenty of time. And I feel like this time really does have this time really has showed this year. Um that said though, as I said, if you're wanting just joke and meme entries, they are there and they will be streamed. It's just they will not be judged for trophies and they will not be we will not be voting on them for trophies and we will not and judges like me won't be voting on them. So basically go wild, you know. That division you can go wild with. It won't be judged, won't because we don't have anything to do with these. These are not really I don't really consider these to be compared on the scale of stuff that would actually be up for trophies and stuff like that. Those will be the ones up for trophies. But this is, I don't know what the way to compare it to, but I guess if I had to compare it on a scale like say E3, E3 you have all the games on, all the games that are on display, and you're finding out all the news about them, you know, during the time the expo doors are open. And then I guess the expo and the contest is comparable to the conferences, getting laughs out of them, uh, doing, people commentating over them and stuff like that. That's where all the media coverage is, and stuff like that, and where everyone's paying attention to, and getting, like I said, getting laughs and all the memes and jokes are coming from. That's what I feel like that's the best thing to compare it to. They're both completely charming in their own special way. They're both part of a related to a single event, and yet, you know, neither of which are condoned, and neither of which are really, you know, it's crazy. It's the contest has gotten a complete revamping from the ground up, and I really do feel like it was needed. And boy, has it showed. This contest has been absolutely bonkers with the quality. Like I said, I've played all the contest entries, and I did not see a single one that there was one entry that I felt like it should have been an expo entry, but other than that, and it wasn't even so much, hey, this entry's bad. It was just like, hey, this entry probably shouldn't have been in the contest, because I don't feel like it fit the criteria of the contest division. But it was so like pretty much every entry was just I was impressed. I was absolutely impressed. None of them are perfect, mind you. Every one of them had flaws in some way that I noted in my evaluations. But boy, was I just not like. It wasn't like last year. It was just like, there's another this and another that, and no entry was alike in this year. It was clear. Um, but that's it. I don't really think there's anything more for me to really talk about here. Um, it's going to be really interesting. There's Sonic Mania mods. There's Sonic R mods. There's Sonic 3D Blast even in this. There's Mean Beam Machine in this. Games that you wouldn't expect to be modded are in this. There's such a massive variety in games this year. You know, Mania really helped that along. And I feel like it's going to get crazier and crazier. Like next year, I think it's going to be even crazier with variety because of just the sheer fact that, by then Mania should be more of a thing that people embrace modding wise since they'll have a better idea. Which reminds me, there's a area about Sonic Mania mods. Um, as it says on the site itself, Sonic Mania modding is still in its very early stages. Um, and it's going to be only for the expo because of the fact that they won't really be able to do level editing yet. And I wouldn't be surprised if it did eventually. Um, but that said, it's really going to be interesting to see how this year's contest goes. I think you guys will enjoy the entries. Either if you're for the jokes and the memes, you're going to get them. If you're here for the high quality, solid gameplay, you're gonna get that too. Like both of these are gonna be there. They're gonna be both streamed. It's just one side is gonna be judged and the other isn't. I also know that, as I said, those that are in the expo will not be put in for trophies. Um, but the good news is if it make it that stuff like the expo is not going to get called, crap and all this, and it's just basically here's a division where you guys get to just go wild. Um, if you want to get an entry that could win a trophy and you want to get some opinions from the judges, you can do that by making a hack and put, do things like level design changes, put an emphasis on solid gameplay and stuff like that. Some like really just go all out. Um, but as I said, it's gonna be crazy, and I do hope you guys look forward to it. It's gonna be a crazy week coming up, and I can't wait to see what you guys uh, will be able to see. Um, it's been months in the making. I know that much. The Sonic hacking contest has been months in the wait making, and oh boy. But anyway, guys, I will see you all for contest week. It starts tomorrow, and it goes throughout the week and ends on Sunday. This coming Sunday, I do believe. Let me check the time. Yep, Sunday. The results show is supposed to be at 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, I believe. Off the top of my head. Um, you'll get a reminder of it anyway on Tuesday because I included it in the last uh, scheduled article, the fifth one. So in any case, that said, guys, I will see you all for contest week. Don't be surprised if you see me in chat rooms and on streams and like that, as I said. But in any case, have fun, guys. I'll see you for contest week.